Hajime! Welcome back, citizens of the Comic Book Dojo. JT McRoberts here with you, and today I'm going to walk you through another episode of Rarities, wherein we take a look at Alien, the illustrated story by Archie Goodwin and Walt Simonson. No, I mean Alien, the illustrated story. No, I mean Alien, the illustrated story. Oh, that's right. Bad acting aside, this story has appeared in several publications and printings over the years. And if you saw my recent "What comics did you buy this week?" Christmas/New Year's edition, you'll know that I was gifted a copy of the 2012 version of Alien: The Illustrated Story. Essentially, the updated version. If one is looking to get a copy of this 2012 version is going to be the easiest one to find. It's right there on Amazon. It's easy to order. I had it on my wish list just as a curiosity. Sometimes I use my wish list as just markers, something that I can come back to later and look at. And even if I'm not considering really purchasing it, because not too long ago I grabbed a copy of Alien: The Illustrated Story, the original collection, out in the wild. I was really surprised. I was at one of my favorite secondhand bookstores, which shall go unnamed, because I don't want any of you, you ruthless murder hobo and bounty hunters out there making a trip down to my favorite spot and cleaning it out before I get there. So in order to keep the content coming here at Comic-Jutsu, we have to keep our special secret secondary stores just that, a secret. So very interesting. I was surprised to find this in the wild, and I was excited to get the updated version as well, to receive that as a present for Christmas. I thought immediately, you know what, it would be interesting to compare the differences between these. So let's do that a little bit, shall we? And we'll actually begin at the beginning, as we like to say. Or as Grant Morrison says, so we return and begin again. In the pages of Heavy Metal magazine, May 1979. Flip the book open. It has the table of contents here, and you have to scroll all the way up to page 12. Here we go. Alien by Walt Simonson and Archie Goodwin. So it's given a pretty prominent spot. Oh, there's a nice Howard Chaykin pick that we just flipped past there. Richard Corbin. I mean, these magazines are absolutely incredible. I was fortunate to find a copy of these 1979 issues. If you missed my Heavy Metal unboxing, you can go check that out now. So here you go. You flip right to the page, and there it is. It's a double page spread. This is a nice cinematic technique here. Slowly moving the camera in closer. Creates tension, creates questions in the viewer's mind. I love that they go straight for the Giger right off the bat, because how else are you going to capture the audience's attention? Anyway, I'm not trying to do a beat-by-beat storytelling breakdown of this, but just immediately it's interesting that they intermingle the graphic of the logo there with the cinematic of the multi-panels there at the bottom, all on the same two pages, or the same splash page, if you will. Walt Simonson artwork. I'm guessing he also did the coloring for this. Still looks good. It's very rough for Walt Simonson, at least the people are. Maybe that's just in part, it's early in his career. I mean, he's still much better than anything I can ever do, but anyway. but the machinery and the constructions, they all scream Simonson. I mean, these are familiar shapes that we've seen. These techno-organic designs and various high-tech settings, if you will. So there you go. Very quick, very short. To be continued. Have the klaxon goes off. Oh no, this is where they receive the radio signal for help. I guess it's a subspace radio or whatever you want to call it, but it picks up. Yeah, this is a great graphic use here where they use the lettering and it all becomes part of the image and it helps give that that crackly, overpowering sound prominence there on the page. So anyway, I'm not trying to do a full breakdown, though I keep becoming enamored of what I'm seeing. Continued in June of 1979. Flip this open. Well, I was thinking there was an ad. I guess the ad is afterwards. Okay, so the ad is back here in this particular issue. Behind the Scenes, the Book of Alien, and Beyond the Screen, Alien, the Illustrated Story. It's interesting that they're advertising both of those side by side. But this is at the point, it's a year and some change behind Star Wars and the unbelievable catalyzing effect that it had on science fiction across all forms of media. And Star Wars, one of the things that they did was they launched the comic book series before the film came out. So it was a way to promote the film, which nowadays is just unheard of, actually promoting a film through a comic book. It's kind of in the reverse in that people find out about the comics after they've watched the actual film in the theater. But I digress. So we head back, page 48 this time. Here you go. Nice use of that half a splash page again to just get people going and then break it up into a few different scenes to move the story forward. Blah, blah, blah. Don't want to break it down too much. I'm sorry. I just enjoy just the technique on display here, especially from these masters like Simonson and all these other guys. Here you go. They following the signal still, and you've got the motif of the lettering popping up as a sound effect, a solid sound effect here, just blanketing right over their heads. Love it. Love it. I'm imagining that Simonson had some either stills from the set or at least promotional press book photos. There you go. Is that as far as they get? I thought they found the alien in this at least. I guess they did not. My issue has a fold on that particular page for some reason. Okay. So that's as far as they get. They go looking for it. Boy, they really didn't want to give anything away. They should have at least gotten up to the page where the alien explodes out of John Hurt's stomach. So here you see in the very next month, open it up, inside cover, ad for Alien, in space, no one can hear you scream. Oh man, what a phenomenal film. Works on all levels as a masterpiece of horror. Works on all levels as a masterpiece of science fiction. It's just one of those rare genre-crossing, genre-bending films that works in so many ways. If we take a look at the original collection, of course you have the entire story presented. You open it up, first page. Nice little logo. Got a negative image of the xenomorph artwork. Great little collage of images from the film here by Walter Simonson. I call him Walter. By Walt Simonson, as we know him. And there you go. Image reprinted. Looks pretty good. The updated version, I would say, has just a touch more vibrance in the coloring. Maybe that's because of the page quality, but the colors pop a lot more. So if you're looking to get into this series late, that's really the main consideration and the main selling point. In addition to the fact that this is the most easily found. I mean, forget that I got lucky and found one of the original printings in a secondhand store, but this is one you can grab today on Amazon, the Titan Books version. Printed in 2012. It's probably out of print, but there seem to be plenty of them floating around out there. The colors in this look absolutely fantastic. Just love the use of sound effects and the way that they overlap the imagery to really accentuate the sound, to really give it a crescendo and an impact. And that's something. Okay, so here's where the magazine, the heavy metal collection version, left off. Boom! Wow, how could they not show that image? Let me double check something. I mean, I was looking at the darn pages. Like, did they really leave off without? What a cliffhanger that would be to come up over the rise, and then you open it. There's the ad for Alien, and then boom, you see the. But no, I mean, unless this is continued in the back. Sorry, we're taking a short detour, but this is my thought process going on. You know, I'm thinking about how did they expect to sell this collected version without giving away something? I guess they were just selling it on the strength of it being Alien and the complete story. But regardless, this double splash page, the reveal of the what are they called in Prometheus? The engineer's ship. The alien beings that engineer and design humanity and various races, which is what you see them doing at the beginning of Prometheus. There's what did they call this guy? The pilot, the stargazer, something to that effect. He had some kind of name that they gave this one particular figure. I love how over time how Ridley Scott went back and added to the mythos of these original images, when in fact they were all probably just ideas on the page, ideas for the screen, not really thought out to the fullest extent. Though it would have been interesting to ask Dan O'Bannon about that and see what his input was on the background. Did he have a notion of a complete and realized alien world that was doing these genetic experiments, that was connecting these experiments all across the universe? We may never know. But anyway, there's the great image of the face hugger on John Hurt's face. So if you're a fan of Alien and you want to have a great adaptation of it, or if you're an artist and you're just trying to figure out, how does one adapt a story from the screen to the page, this is a great experiment. You can take a look at this and see how Walt Simonson takes on this challenge and how he overcomes it. You can actually see his artwork getting a little stronger as it goes on through the series. Like, what am I saying? Like, I'm talking about the great Walt Simonson, but, I'm just offering my initial impressions. And here we go. I should probably put a trigger warning on this episode. I know somebody's going to have nightmares over it. There you go, the reveal of the xenomorph. Pretty good image there. Just great storytelling. Look at this. This is very cinematic. Holding that same angle and just watching the tail move around the the target, played by Harry Dean Stanton. I can't remember what his character's name is at the moment, but you always remember the actor. Unaware, he's completely unaware that his doom is coming from behind like that. Oh, another great image there. So as you can see from the video, the colors are fantastic. The way Simonson tells the story is great. I mean, we're walking right through this, and it's the movie. I mean, it doesn't feel like anything is left out. It's such an economic way of storytelling. And he's getting this entire almost 2-hour long movie into these pages. Let's look and see how many pages it turns out to be. Is it 120, or that would be interesting if it was the same number of pages as the actual runtime. But yeah, again, sorry, I'm just pausing as I'm looking at these and really taking in just the cinematic techniques on display here. Nice use of coloring. And there we go. The end. Interesting thing to note is that there are literally no changes from one version to the other. Oh, well, that's colored. That's colored in the new one. Okay, so there's a change for you. This is the softback version, though, by the way. There is a hardcover version that might have a little bit of a difference. And here you see the end. It just ends like that, just unceremoniously. No comments on the film, no advertisements, no promos. And even here in the updated version, like really no introduction by Walt Simonson. I mean, no closing letter. Here's the memory of how we got this gig. We got the call to break down this upcoming film, and yada yada yada. We've heard Roy Thomas talk about how they developed the Star Wars adaptations many times over, so it would have been interesting to see a little something included. But hey, if somebody does a future release of Alien, the illustrated story, that's something they can include. So anyway, thanks for watching. Comment below what are some of your favorite film adaptations. If they're science fiction, that's great. If they're fantasy, that's great. If they somehow combine several of those genres into one and become something sui generis and uniquely its own, that's even better. So anyway, keep telling people about the channel. Like, comment, subscribe. You can find all my Twitter links and all that stuff. Write it down there. See you next time. Mate!